So, on the everlasting quest of finding different Linux distros, and of course Arch based distros, you'd be surprised how many different types there are of Arch based distros out there. Every day or every couple of days, I always think, I wonder if today's the day I've run out of Arch distros. Well, to answer that question, no, it's not. So, latest one I've came across on SourceForge is called ShriOS. I take it that's how you pronounce it. And it's an unbreakable desktop operating system. Believe yourself, according to the text here. And essentially, from what I'm seeing here, it's an Arch-based distro that they mention it uses Kanemari's installer. Um, it's based in Arch Linux, but it's not Arch Linux. Okay. Um, it's intelligently selected daily use apps, etc., etc. And of course, there's a couple of screenshots here as well. So, couldn't find too much else other info online about it, although I did previously look at the README file and it seems to be a relatively new distro. So, yeah, let's try this one out and see how it goes. Yes, so for changes, I'm going to try no boxes. Why? Just for the heck of it, in all honesty. Um, okay, and then let's just tell it it's Arch Linux. Let's give this 4 gigs of memory. That should be fine. Great. Okay, and as you can see here, it gives us the option of free drivers, NVIDIA, free drivers, Sense Nouveau, and Nouveau. So I'm just going to do normal free drivers since this is a virtual machine. So also, I should mention with the 12 different desktop environments that are offered, I read somewhere and it looks like that Cinnamon seems to be the preferred one. I speak under correction, so apologies if that isn't correct. So what I'm doing now is I actually thought, hey, let me download the Cinnamon version because it comes in individual ISO images. So I always like to try to use the flagship, so to speak, uh, distro's image. Um, okay, here we are. So let's take a look here. Pretty coolish wallpaper. Really not much to talk about, and it goes straight to the installer. I see. I would like to at least fix the resolution, but okay, let's just quickly install this. Well, this is pretty cool, giving you the options of the different kernels: Zen, Stable, LTS. I'm just gonna go do with the normal stable kernel. Your installer desktop options. So you could use the Kalen, Cutefish, Pantheon. So I'm guessing if you are offline, then it would automatically just use that desktop. I'm gonna choose Cinnamon because that is the option here of the what we've got so far, and then software. Couple of additional options you can choose here again. So I'm just gonna choose Alacrity. As a terminal browsers, it has Chromium by default. Option for Brave and Firefox and Vivaldi. Office suites, multimedia, okay, a couple of games utilities. I must tell you what I like so far is there's quite a couple of distros that these days give you these type of options. You know, when it comes to installation time. and some of them the options are there's just so much of it. So sometimes it feels like paralysis by choice. There's just so much stuff. What do you choose? So I do kind of like that. There's a couple of options here. Obviously, maybe even a few more than there needs to be, but I do like it. It's not too overwhelming, which is really great. My name, of course, is Gosh because who doesn't use that name requires strong passwords. No, we don't. We're not going to do automatic, and we'll use a separate account. Let's erase the disk, and we have the options of btrfs, ext4, and xfs. And I'm just going to just swap to file with btrfs. I'm going to go next. I'm going to install it, and so from what I'm seeing here, at least by the text here, it looks like they use some form of a time shift. I suspect that's why btrfs looks like to be the default option. So what I'm gonna do is, while this installs, I'm gonna pause the video and come back. So this doesn't look great. Bit of a installation failed here. It looks like it might have failed with FS tab, and reading more of the script here, possibly with a mount point. So that installation has failed with a Python error in FS tab. Not great at all. It's a bit of a issue there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, instead of struggling for ages, let's just go through what is available on the live image. I see the btrfs assistant is there, so that would be why it talks about being able to restore. So let's just fix the display. System settings, I'm guessing. It's been a long time since I've worked with a Cinnamon desktop, so bear with me, please. Screens, hardware, display. Let's give this at least a sane resolution. Keep these new changes, close that, and here we are. It's just maximize here. Cool. So what I should have looked at first was README, which I recommend is the online option. On the desktop, you will see a file named My Apps. In that file, you can type the name of the apps software that you wish easy install to automatically install in your system. Okay. You'll see they use PKG as a wrapper of a Pac-Man. So there are definitely some differences between this and a normal distro. So if we open up the My Apps file, it gives you the option of installing additional software here that managed by the ShriOS installer. Okay, in the given example, a bit confusing here. The given example, only Opera, Firefox, Kate Redshift will be installed. Okay. So I guess, yeah, as it says here, you edit this file before the installation, and if you want your additional packages here. So I'm guessing if you choose the easy installer and you want the additional packages without having to click like we did earlier, then you would use that. That's what I'm guessing. So okay, let me see if I missed anything for the advanced installer. You'll see a lot of software. You don't need to select all of it. Your desktop environment default is XFCE. First, uncheck. Well, It's not in the. It's not on the ISO I've downloaded. It's definitely not XFCE. What? Introducing package swap over Pac-Man. I'm trying to understand why someone would actually do this over Pac-Man. Maybe I'm just mad. Um, just gonna clear this screen here. So if I was to go to a package, oh, it's complete. Nice. Info nano file does not exist. Okay, which makes sense, I guess, because we haven't done any updates here. So if I was to go package update, would just synchronize the repositories, and as you can see here, it uses chaotic AUR, community, extras and core. I don't see multi-lib, which is interesting, so you'd have to enable that afterwards. So if I do this again, package info nano, it gives me the info here. So I wonder if these aren't just aliases here. Am I going... Oh, Nano's not installed. Well, Hacker gives you the example of Nano, but it's actually not installed. Okay. Package add Nano. I don't want to be that person, but this would annoy me more than anything else, to be honest with you. But just for the simple fact of if you're used to using Pac-Man, I don't see what advantage using PKG has having a wrapper of a Pac-Man. What the benefit is here. At all. Like, I would personally just use my own wrapper like Yay or whatever. This is, for me, a bit bizarre, and this is going to take some time. So while that has some fun there going through the terminal, let's see what is here. Backups, Nemo, software token. You get pretty limited default install info here. We already went through the settings as well. So, what makes this distro different? Well, let's see. It has time shift for the restore. So if you stuff up your installation, you can restore it, which you can do on any, let's be honest, Linux install if you use the right file system. And these days, other systems such as Garuda and OpenSUSE Tumbleweed do this out of the box. And you can simply enable it on many others as well. So that's that. They have a wrapper of Pac-Man. Don't think Pac-Man is difficult. Is too difficult that you need a wrapper, but okay. Let's. I'm sure they have the reasons for that, so I'm not going to judge that. They do have a system configuration tool. Okay, I didn't see this earlier. Now this would have been nice to have this on the desktop, because on the desktop, if I'm not mistaken, is the installer. Well, that's what I got. It's giving issues, committing. I'm guessing it's right fails because it's a live CD or a live image. So I do like this. Generate system info, detect of OS, Pacman keys, update. So let's say if I was to generate the system info and I tell it to perform, I'll just wait for something to happen at some point. Anyway, while that okay, what's ever going on there? Let's just do a free memory check. It's used almost a gig of memory, not too much, and I think the default kernel here was. I really love this autocomplete. I really should enable it myself. That is my cat in the background giving his opinion as well. He's also trying to see what other benefits this brings. 24th of June, this was built. Cool. Um, so let's see if I choose another option here. Clear my settings. Now, this would be nice if it gave you additional info. Um, so, what do I have to say here? Well, I assume it would have worked probably a bit better if I'd managed to get it installed. And I'm sure it could also be just of the way how GNOME Boxes does everything in the background. So, at a later point, I'll try installing it again using uh, Virtual Machine Manager or using just VirtualBox. Um, but yeah, from the onset, it seems to be another distro. Um, really, for me, not too much stands out as opposed to many of the other distros. But yeah, I do like the, in theory here, giving the option of easier installing some of the software if you have a list. I know I previously did a similar, well, kind of a similar way on a previous video I did on if you want to just automate a little bit with Pacman and EA. So I do kind of see the logic of that here, and I do like the Shri app configuration tool. I think has a lot of potential. So in short, what I'm gonna say is, yeah, another distro would be great to hear from maybe the founder or the team. So possibly reach out there. But yeah, if you have any questions, issues, or comments, please let us know. As always, thanks for watching.